What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? And here we are, Saturday Sit Down with your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan. Have to give it up. Straight barbershop talk. Yeah. Here we are, Saturday morning, the day after the final preseason game. Now that the dust has settled for the Cowboys. Yeah, the dust has settled. All the hard work has been put in by a lot of these rookies, a lot of these free agents, all the players that has been added to this team to fight for a roster spot. And we saw that on yesterday, the game with Dallas versus Atlanta. And I don't know if it was just our team improved that much more or the Falcons are just that bad. I'm just saying. I don't know. But no, I do have to definitely give credit to the Cowboys. They did look a lot better than the previous two preseason games before. But I want to start off giving a big shout out to Frisco and the Ford Center. I had an opportunity to go there to training camp. I also had the opportunity, guys, to show you guys around a little bit of some of the things to do out there in Frisco for those that haven't been yet. I strongly suggest that you go, man. There's it's like a small village inside of a big city. Yeah, and they have the Cowboy Pro store there. They have a lot of restaurants. I showed a lot of monuments and other features that they have out there. Actually had a chance to interview some individuals. I didn't post a lot of them, but this certain individual I was able to interview. And you know how you just be out there and just kind of looking at the people, all the kids out there throwing the ball around on the field and everything. And you got the mainstream media out there, they all trying to jockey for your position to report their story. Well, as a content creator, we're able to just go out and just do whatever. It's nothing scripted. And sure enough, I had my Cowboys Huddle podcast T-shirt on, and I noticed one local channel and was watching me as I was going around just filming and everything. So this is the advantages of being a content creator, and you're starting to see a lot of reporters and even athletes become more of their own podcast, creating their own podcast channel. So yeah, because there's a lot more leniency as well, and you also get paid. Give it up. I'm just saying. But so yeah, so anyway, I had an opportunity to meet a Mr. Russ. I'm gonna say Russell, but I know he called himself Russ McKinley. Now, Russ McKinley is a Cowboy fan. He's from North Carolina. His wife is from Texas, and I hope he's watching this video. But had an opportunity to sit down with him, and he was in the shade, and I'm out there burning up. So I goes over there and I just go and sit down and cop a squat right there next to him. I'm telling him like, "Phew, man, it is hot out here," in which it was. And so we kind of struck up a conversation, and we was talking, and then all of a sudden we, kind of going back and forth about the Cowboys and things, and he shared with me that his daughter Parker McKinley is now a rookie on the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader squad. Give it up. Out of all the people out there, you meet a lot of people, but this was just, I guess it was meant for me to sit down and talk to Mr. Russ McKinley. And man, it was just a great interview. If you haven't seen it yet, I think you can go to training camp in Frisco. That's the name of the title of the show that I had did, the recording that I had did. And you can see that full interview. But yeah, I had an opportunity to meet him, and we got a chance to actually record Parker out on the field. Very, very beautiful young lady, and I'm sure she's excited. So, from the Cowboy Huddle podcast to Parker McKinley, we want to say congratulations. And the Cowboy Huddle podcast, we will continually to where we will continue to uh, 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 what I want to say, promote Parker throughout the season. We'll definitely continue. And Mr. Russell and your wife, we appreciate your time and your efforts and everything you have done to get your daughter where she is. So again, congratulations, Parker. Yeah, that was great, man. That was great. That was such a great outing. Again, like I said, I had a great time out there. I always go to this one restaurant called the Cowboy Concrete. It has a It's upstairs, has an outdoor patio, very elegant place. But like I say, it's a bar and grill, real nice place. So I had a chance to go there. Big shout out to all the employees, the waiters and waitresses, the manager over there. Man, always seem to serve good, give you good service and everything. So that was great as well. So that was what was going on while I had the opportunity to go out there. But let's get into the game recap on last night. Let's go. And I also got I'm sharing a page or whatever you want to say um of the projection of the 53-man roster. So we'll get into that as well. But we got to give a big shout out to Brandon Aubrey. Let's go, Brandon. Brandon hit a 64-yard field goal on last night, and I know he's chasing that 70, which was kicked by, I think, a Jacksonville Jaguar kicker. Went 70 yards, which I don't think it counts because it was preseason. But I know our guy Brandon can hit that 70 because when he hit the 64, he hit the back of the damn the stands or something right there. Just he had probably another 6 yards on there. So again, let's give it up for Brandon Aubrey. Yeah, probably the best player outside of Michael Parsons as far as on this team. So big shout out to Brandon Aubrey. So I want to get into these the players, but before I do that, now that I've titled this, now that the dust has settled for the Cowboys, what's next? Well, it's cut time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Since volunteer OTAs into mandatory OTAs to training camp, this was a period where all the players worked their butts off to show their and showcase their talent and why they should be on this team. Now, everybody's not going to make this team. They have to cut what 37 players. And it's never easy when it comes to making a team or being cut by the team. Again, my son played for Dallas and was doing great. I enjoyed the time when he was a Cowboy player, um, the benefits that came with it. But to be honest with you, I'm glad he's retired. I kid you not. It's just different. It's just totally different being a parent of a player versus just being a fan. Um, and I can say this just sitting in the family section with all other parents and and wives and brothers and sisters and things like that. It's nerve wracking because now you're going from rooting for your team to watching your child play. Okay, and everybody's in the family section are basically sitting like this, or like this. Because, and I say that because every player is one play away from a season ending injury. Yeah. And sure enough, my son, he was one, basically, Brandon, he was one that came out when the stadium first opened. And we was getting ready to play against the Tennessee Titans. And he was going down on the punt, running down there, trying to showcase his talent. Why which he was drafted by the Cowboys, but he was a rookie. Goes down there, went to make a stop or whatever. And sure enough, I watched his knee buckle. Boom, boom. And, he kind of rubbed it. And I told my wife, I said, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. And sure enough, it was torn ACL, which, that was a setback. So now he got to work that hard to get through rehab, get back on the field, keep the other rookies that's coming in behind and veterans and that's coming in front of him, trying to fight his butt off to maintain his position on the team. And I'm just kind of giving you the insight of how this thing goes. Um, and we have several players on this team that is basically in that position due to injuries or due to the lack of time on the field, due to not the best play on the field. So, it's just it's different. So that's where we are now that the dust has settled for the Cowboys. What's next is going to be who makes the team and who gets cut. Um, so yeah, we have to I think cut 37 players from the team. There's actually 48 that suits up for the game, but they carry 53. But that with this opportunity, there are some that will make the practice squad, and there's some that will make the practice squad that might get called up by another team. So it's a business, y'all. It is definitely a business. And like I said, I'm so glad my son is retired. I enjoyed the benefits and everything. I'm so glad he's retired. I can go back to being a fan. So uh, let's um let's wish the best for every player that's on this Cowboys football team. So with that being said, I want to kind of get into this video. Well, that's not even a video. It's just basically I think this is from A to Z, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull it up. Yeah, this is reported by I think A to Z. And what they're doing right here, yeah, this A to Z Sports. Cowboys 53-man roster prediction, end of the road for former rounder, running back battle defined plus the Phil Maffa decision. So yeah, this credit is going to A to Z. Also, the story is by Mauricio Rodriguez 11 hours ago. I like to say we always got to talk about the source. I had I had Trayshawn Holden written off as if he had got cut, but again, we have to be careful about what we report because sometimes people post things for clickbait, and that's one thing we don't want to get in cut and tied up with as far as clickbait stuff. So I want to go into this and let's talk about who. Now this is their prediction, and I'm going to give my thoughts and my opinion on these individuals. So this here, let me do this here. I got to do this here. Hold on, guys. I want to so I can see. I can see what I'm doing. All right. So let's start with the quarterbacks. That's Jaden Blue right there after he scored his touchdown. We're gonna get more news about Jaden Blue as well. So here is what A to Z is saying, and Rodriguez is talking about. He thinks that the three quarterbacks that will make the team, which all three should make the team. Okay, now the question still is: will Joe Milton be QB2, or will that change? So we're not gonna get into everything that goes on, but let's go into the running backs. Now, what is stated right here with they're talking about Javonte Williams, Hunter Luepke, Jaden Blue, Phil Moffitt. Out is Deuce Vaughn and Miles Sanders. I'm 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 in lingo with this running back committee right here. I personally, after what I saw yesterday, number one, I I would go with the young players. I would definitely go with the young players. Mine would be Phil Maffa, Jaden Blue, and don't hit me for this, but Deuce Vaughn. I Again, this guy's a weapon, just like Cavante Turpin is a weapon on the gadget plays. One thing about Deuce Vaughn, this guy gets behind these big running backs. I mean, these big linemen, and you cannot see him until he's at the second level. Now it's all about how Brian Schottenheimer uses him, but I really would hate to lose Deuce Vaughn in this type of offense that we're using. Javonte Williams, okay, that's we I don't know. I still hadn't seen enough. Hunter Luepke, okay, if you're going to list him as a tight end, that's fine. But Phil Moffitt is that guy. That Phil Moffitt is that guy that you can use for Hunter Luepke. But if you don't plan on using Hunter as in a way that's going to give him time on the field, don't waste that spot. Just give it to Phil Maffa. Allow Phil Maffa to fill in along with Jaden Blue. Now, the problem with Jaden Blue, it's been told. So just when things were getting seemed like they were starting to look better for the Dallas Cowboys at their most vulnerable position, another setback is set to take the wins out of their sail. In the Cowboys' final preseason game against Atlanta Falcons on August 22nd, rookie running back and possible starter Jaden Blue was forced to exit the game in the second half following an ankle injury. It's the second significant injury setback for Blue in the preseason. On August 7th, Blue had to leave practice with an ankle injury and had been out for several weeks leading up to the game against the Falcons. The first time Blue was injured, he had just started to earn reps with the first team offense. So, yeah, this is starting to be a problem. And maybe the team uh, pushed him a little bit too fast before he was actually heal to perform. But here's another setback again with Jaden Blue and the ankle situation. So again, really and truly, if it's me, I just don't see enough in Javonte Williams to where he's one of those wild factors like Jaden Blue, like Deuce Vaughn, like Phil Maffa, and maybe Miles Sanders. If I'm going to keep a veteran, I'm keeping Miles Sanders. So just my take, but we all have our opinion. And in the comments below, guys, put down there who do you think the running back should be? Who should our running backs be? And it looks like they're going to probably carry four, but my four is Jaden Blue, Phil Moffitt, Deuce Vaughn, and Miles Sanders. And also, you can also use Deuce Vaughn on special teams as well. So that's just my thought. So let's keep it going. Next we have the wide receiver. Now, this is a competition battle, guys. This is definitely a competition battle at this position at the wide receiver. And it looks like right here, A to Z has the Cowboys carrying five. And what they're saying is CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jalen Tolbert, Ryan Flanor, Kavontae Turpin. Well, personally, I see something a little different. Now, one person that will not go away and is continue to making plays on a daily basis, that's Jalen Brooks. Give it up for Jalen Brooks. You cannot just oust this man when each week he's making big plays and he's making plays in practice. He's making plays. You just cannot, you know, you know, kick him out of the receiving competition. Personally, I think his play is a little bit better than Jalen Tolbert. I mean, again, we're still waiting to see what Jalen Tolbert brings to the table. But personally, I think Jalen Brooks gives Jalen Tolbert more of a run for his money. Also, even though I know he's hurt and he's on injury reserve, Jonathan Mingo, he's another one that basically is a big body that was connecting pretty well with Dak and also with George Milton III. Josh Kelly, I don't think he'll make it. Jalen Cropper, if he does make it, he'll probably make it on the practice squad. I wanted to see more out of Jalen Cropper, but on yesterday I just didn't see much. Big shout out to my guy James Mentor, for actually hitting Jalen Cropper up and being able to get his gloves from him. So big shout out to James Mentor. Appreciate you, dude, hanging out with me at the training camp as well. Yeah. So Jalen Cropper, he might make the practice squad. No, not sure. Trayshawn Holden, there were some key plays, man. I mean, as much as I would love to have him, but I just think, Jalen Brooks is pushing him out. Jonathan Mingo and Ryan Flanor is really just pushing him out. And I just don't know if he is that guy that's going to make the team. And if he does, it more likely it would be probably the practice squad. And he might get a chance to go somewhere. This is actually a run by. I think this is Deuce. What is this? Uh, I don't know what they're talking about Ryan from Noah, but this is something totally different. Let's see if we can get into this real quick. Hope I don't mess it up. And we're not going to worry about it because they don't want to play. So we're not going to worry about it. No, not right now. We just keep doing what we're doing. But let's go to tight ends. Whew, y'all. This is another tough head scratcher right here. I mean, after watching Rivaldo Fairweather last night, number 45, man, I don't know, bro. Now, where the problem may be is Luke Schoolmaker. I mean, I don't know. Preston Fant, he's been doing pretty well. John Stephen Jr., he kind of started off slow, but dang, I like this guy. But man, he's about as tall as and about the same size as George Pickens. I think he would be more of a wide out than he would be a tight end. But uh, I don't know. It's going to be one of those things for John Stephen Jr. I think this might be his last shot is trying to make this team. So they have Jake Ferguson, Luke Schoonmaker, and Brian Spann forward. Carrying three. Man, I don't know, man. This Rivaldo Fairweather guy, man. Shh. Don't count him out. I'm telling you, I like this kid. Offensive line. We're talking about 10 offensive line. Taylor Guyton, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, Terrence Steele, Brock Hoffman, Nate Thomas, Awesome Richard, TJ Bass, Hakeem Adeniji. Yeah, only problem I have with that, Awesome Richard could be challenged. He could be challenged by La'el Collins. I think La'el Collins is still better than Awesome Richards. I really think that's one that he might can, free up Awesome Richards in that position. It's going to be close, but La'el Collins didn't. I don't think he got any playing time last night, so that could be a good thing. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, so I agree to everything on this. But not only that, but Brock Hoffman, I like Brock Hoffman, but man, watching him go up against Solomon Thomas, man, and I think what Brock Hoffman is going to end up going to be is more a backup center, and that's what's going to probably save his job. But man, I tell you what, Solomon Thomas was, pushing this guy back by 6-7 yards into the quarterback. I just don't know if he's able to hold that down. But yeah, this is what you got going on. We're gonna move on. So defensive tackles, jeez Louise. Osa Digazua, Solomon Thomas, Jay Thoya, Perry Winfrey. Yeah, I can see that. Anybody else on here? I don't see them moving these ones that's in so far. I just really don't see that. Mozzie, this might be it for Mozzie. Mozzie Smith might be on his way out. It is what it is. This is not a Matt Eberflus guy. So, we've given him opportunity, even though he's a first rounder, he can be cut as a first rounder. It can happen. They just pay him out. So yeah. Let's keep going. Defensive end. Now, this is another one. She's Louise. Michael Parsons, Dante Fowler, Sam Weed, Marshawn Nealon, Donovan Ezaraku, James Houston. Yeah, give it up for James Houston. Out of Jackson State. Yeah, he played for Deion Sanders. This guy was a beast last night. And I can probably say, now, I like Peyton Turner, but I saw Peyton Turner do some good things in a couple of preseason games, especially against the Rams. He played really good. But these two could be the ones that's out when it comes to the defensive ends. So, yeah, I think James Houston makes the cut. So, yeah, that's him right there making a play. He makes a play. Linebackers, Maurice Luafau, Jack Sanborn, Kenneth Murray, Damone Clark, Shamar James out. Okay, well, we'll say DeMarvin Overshown on pup. Darius Harris, yeah, he could be out. Buddy Johnston and Justin Barron, yeah. Yeah, Damone Clark, oh, I don't know. Well, and maybe he fits this defense. Again, let me say this again, guys. Sometimes when we don't see the production of a player under certain coaches, doesn't necessarily mean they doesn't fit the scheme under another coach. And it seems as if Damone Clark is actually starting to shine. So maybe he fits in this system. So it just it's kind of mind-boggling, but sometimes that's how it works. one player might not fit up under this particular system, but he goes over here and plays up under this coach, might fit perfectly. My son was the same thing. He was a defensive end, hand in the ground, coming off the edge, getting at the quarterback. Well, when he came to Cowboys, Wade Phillips made him a linebacker, so it was adjustment. Now he had to learn how to fall back in coverage, which they still liked him, and he did pretty well. But so it's just you know the scheme that the players put in. So yeah, I kind of agree with what we got here as far as the linebackers. So uh cornerbacks, cornerbacks, Deron Bland, Kyer Elam, Kalen Carsons, Troy Pride Jr., Zion Childress out. Well, we can definitely say these two here, Trayvon and Siobhan Revel. Josh Butler, Pup, Keeman Hall. I like Keeman Hall. Robert Rochelle, get out of here. Yeah, Robert Rochelle. I'm sorry. Andrew Booth, out of here. I'm sorry. Yeah, you two guys, it's just not enough room for you guys. Israel Mukwamu. I don't know. I don't know how you not keep Israel. No, you got to keep Israel. Israel can probably Troy Pride Jr. Stop. No. You're not going to put Troy Pride in front of Israel Mukwamu. No, I cannot agree with that one. No. So, but Kalen Carson, I'm not really for sure for him. I think Keeman Hall is probably better. So Josh Butler. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that works. So let's go to safeties. Safety: Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson, Wanye Thomas, Marquise Bell. No surprises. I agree. No surprises. Special teams, well, yeah, Brian Anger, Brandon Aubrey, Trent Seed, CJ Goodwin. CJ Goodwin has been with this team since 1992. Oh, so yeah, that's my take on what it looks like for me versus what everybody else is thinking. So again, here we are. Next, what we will be hearing is who's going to be cut. Man, I really hope Deuce Vaughn makes it, man. I just think, man, he really fits this scheme. And I really think that you keep Miles Sanders, you keep Jaden Blue, you keep Millfield Moff, and you keep Deuce. But we'll see. So it's nothing like getting that phone call when your son calls you and says, Pops, hey, what's up, man? I've been cut. It's okay. Call your agent. Call your agent. And sure enough, after he left Dallas, he went to the Arizona Cardinals. So it's just the business of the game. But anyway, guys, thank y'all for stopping through, man. Now that we can start concentrating on getting ready for regular season, which we got, I think 12 days, 13, 12 some days before we head up to Philadelphia and play the Super Bowl champs. Give it up. And I don't know what to say about what we've seen on these last 3 preseason games and what our offense is going to look up until the day we play Philadelphia Thursday night, but I'm sure hoping we see something better than what we've been seeing. Okay. So, yeah, we're getting ready now for regular season. I want to give a big shout out to everybody, all my followers, and all the subscribers here. Thank you for hanging out with me and supporting the channel and just your support in general as we move forward to regular season. And if you're not a subscriber, do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also the notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video is posted. So now here we are getting ready for regular season. Let's sit back. I'll be posting on who gets cut, who makes the team. So also, when you get a chance, go to the Cowboy Huddle TikTok. A lot of these clips I do here on YouTube, I put over on the TikTok page, the Cowboy Huddle. That's what it's called on TikTok. So go over there and check me out over there as well. So again, thank y'all for hanging out with me. Like I always say, continue to stay safe, continue to be blessed, and number one thing, always and continue to be kind. Kind costs nothing. Costs you absolutely nothing. So be kind to your fellow neighbor or your friend or even to a stranger. With that being said, I'm out.